Hey everybody, hey everybody. Can y'all hear me good enough? I want to talk about preparing for opposition. So let's get started. Preparing for opposition. We're going to talk to the business professionals, the entrepreneurs, the newbies, the people who want to be in business for themselves or want to start a business on the side. You got to think about it. In football players automatically enter the game with the mindset that they're going to be tackled. That's why they have drills. They get out there and they run those drills. They run those shoulders into those bags and they get tackled by the other teammates because they know once they get in the game, it's a possibility they're going to be knocked off their feet. So they get in with a mindset of, we have to prepare for this game. They prepare for the game. In the mindset, they already set up in their mind knowing that it's a possibility that I'm going to get hit. So they are equipping themselves to get hit by running those drills before the game. Basketball is the same way. They know that they can get the ball taken away from them. They know that they can get fouled. They know all these things. So guess what? They prepare and they run those drills before the game with the opponent. They prepare for the opposition. In the Karate Kid, did y'all watch the Karate Kid? Did anybody watch the Karate Kid? Same thing. Daniel-san was preparing for karate. And he wanted Mr. Miyagi to teach him how to do karate and how to fight. And he wanted to be able to beat up everybody. So when he got over to Mr. Miyagi started telling him to do little things like waxing his car and waxing on and waxing off and waxing on and doing the floor and scrubbing this way and scrubbing that way. And painting the fence, going up and down, painting the fence. That's what he had him doing. And Daniel's son got so mad that he came over there and just really basically cussed the man out. Look, I didn't come over here for all this. I came over here to learn one thing and one thing only, how to fight. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I want to learn how to fight. So once Mr. Miyagi stood in front of him and he started saying, hey, show me wax on, wax off. Then he said, next thing you know, Mr. Miyagi started putting his hands up and Daniel's son recognized that he was doing the motions of defending himself. He didn't realize those motions that he was doing was preparing him to defend himself in the fight. He didn't realize it because it was too simple for him. I don't want to do the wax on. I don't want to paint the fence. See, a lot of times in business, we don't want to do the basics. We don't want to make the small money. Everybody want to make $30,000 in 30 days. We don't want to go through the motions to get you to the point of making the $30,000 in 30 days. So we quit because it's too little. Everything is too small. We don't want to go through this part. We don't want to go through the basics, but we want the results. You can't get the results until you go through the fundamentals. So you have to prepare for that opposition. These things are going to happen. You need to learn how to do the basic fundamentals so that after you get the basic fundamentals, then you can apply those techniques to every business you get into. That's how you prepare for your opposition. When you first get in business for yourself, your opposition may be family and friends. Somebody gonna start talking down on what you're doing. Somebody gonna start saying all this negative stuff about you. That may be your opposition. You have to prepare in your mindset for that opposition. When you move further along in business, somebody gonna start stealing your ideas, trying to take the little crumbs that you give them and trying to go behind your back and do stuff. That's gonna be your opposition. But when you stay 7 steps ahead of the game, then what they doing don't even matter because they can't compete where they don't compare. So when you prepare yourself, how you prepare yourself for your opposition is this is what you do. When you prepare yourself for the opposition, you want to say positive affirmations to yourself every day. Say something positive to your own self because a lot of people ain't going to encourage you when you're doing this type of stuff. So you got to say positive things to yourself. I am a winner. I'm consistent. I'm beautiful. I'm handsome. I'm smart. I am this. I am that. I will succeed. I will make however much you want to make a month. See, you got to say these things to yourself because People that's watching you ain't gonna say those things to you. And if they do say it, the minute they see you start doing it, they gonna start saying some negative stuff to you. They gonna start saying, because guess what? Admiration turns to jealousy. So the same people that was rooting you on at one point, at the next level, they gonna be condemning you and saying you doing too much. Because guess what? That's your opposition. You gotta prepare in your mindset. I can't listen to somebody who ain't doing nothing at all when they telling me I'm doing too much, because these millionaires are doing way more than me. So, and they doing this. See, anytime you start operating with people on a higher level than you, they're going to push you to do more. But when you start operating with people on a lower level than you, they're going to push you to do less, because they're going to tell you you're doing too much. And when you on people on a higher level, they're going to say, come on, we need to do this thing. We need to do more. That's how they do it. But you have to always prepare in your mind for these type of things. In business, everything is not going to happen overnight. So you have to prepare in your mind, I'm going to run my business 6 months to a year, even if I don't see any results. You got to put that in your mind. You got to say, if I don't see no results at all, I'm going to still plant my seeds for 6 months to a year. I'm going to still invest in my website for 6 months to a year. I'm going to still go out there and pass out my cards for 6 months to a year. Those are planting your seeds. In 6 months to a year, then your stuff will start growing. And if it ain't growing fast enough, you revamp and restructure, but you can't quit. This is how you prepare for your opposition, because opposition is going to come. They say if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So why in the world is 95% of the people in business fail in the first year or first 5 years, they say? On the internet, they don't even make it 5 years. They quit in 3 months. Because they couldn't pay, they didn't make what the millionaires done showed you. I made $50,000 in 30 days, and they want to make that and just getting online the first day. It don't happen like that. So you got to prepare for the small things. And as you go through these small things, you might have way more losses than you have wins in the beginning. That's your opposition. When you start running these campaigns and it's 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, that's your opposition. But when you finally hit that campaign that says, I made $100, now you can grow that campaign to make it make $1,000 and $5,000 and $10,000. But you had to go through all those zeros to get to that $5,000 and $10,000. If you don't never make it past the zeros, you'll never get to that. So you got to prepare your mindset for the opposition that it's going to be zeros involved in business. You're not going to always make triple and quadruple your money back. And especially when you first get started, because when you first start any type of business, you in the testing phase of everything. You testing, you learning, you trying to figure the things out. So when you figure things out, then and only then can you start seeing a good return. That's how you prepare for your opposition. It's a mindset. That's the reason why every business professional teach you mindset first. Reading these books, listening to these motivational speakers, and your mind has to change before you can make any substantial amount of money. Because if your mind is still in the same place it was back in the hustle days and the old days and this and that, then you're going to be crumbing and doing all this and doing all that. And then you're going to quit the first time you don't see success. So you have to prepare your mind first, and you prepare it even for this opposition, because it's going to be people that's going to start. The minute you start believing in yourself is the minute somebody going to say you conceited. The minute you start, you probably been beat down all your life. You done been talked about, and you done been this and that, and you might have been going through this and going through that. And the minute you believe in yourself and start doing certain things, oh, now you conceited. Oh, now because that's the opposition. People can't stand to see you doing good or believing in yourself or moving forward or doing something positive. So they have to put negative seeds out there. That's their job. Everybody got a part to play in life. Everybody. The good and the bad is all a part of the plan. So you got to let the people play their part, but you just got to be prepared for the opposition. Your mindset got to be prepared, because it's going to happen. So you got to keep saying certain things to yourself. I am a winner. I am this. Money flows to me frequently. My bank account is filled. You got to say these things to yourself. Nobody's supposed to say these things to you. You got to say these things to yourself. Look in the mirror and say, this affirmation to yourself. You write down your own affirmations, figure out how much it is you want to make a month, and tell yourself, I am making this kind of money every single month. You know, you tell yourself certain things. They have people that write themselves checks. They say, I am a millionaire. They not a millionaire yet, but they're speaking it into existence. So they write it down and they write themselves a check, $1 million. Then they start moving in this direction. And eventually they be done made $1 million because they wrote the vision, they put it out there, and then they started striving for it, and then they made it. They didn't just speak it. It don't happen when you just speak it. You got to do some actions. But they was focused, they was laser focused. Then they started doing the motions that it take to make things happen. When you put down on a piece of paper that you want to be a millionaire or a 6-figure earner or a 7-figure earner or 8-figure earner, when you put down on a piece of paper this, do you think it ain't going to be no opposition? Yes, it's going to be opposition the minute you decide you want more out of life than being average. Of course you're going to go through opposition. You think you're going to get in a game? In a game, you got the football players. It's 2 teams. One going to win, one going to lose. Both teams can't win at the same time. Then they play to go to the playoffs or however they go. They playing each other. One win and one losing. Then they play somebody else. One win, one lose. Then they play somebody else. One win, one lose. The losers are already out. The winners is the only one that keep going forward. See, the losers, they already out. They don't go and celebrate when they done lost the game. The winners go out and celebrate and they move to the next level. The losers mad. They're not too mad because they still in the game. They just have to prepare for the next season. They go back and they revamp and they go back through those drills and they get to doing all the stuff that they got to do and they prepare for the next time they're going to play. But the winners keep on going to the next level until they get to the playoffs or whatever season finale, whatever they go through. You know what I'm saying? And then it's still going to be one winner, Super Bowl champion, and one loser. It's going to be one set of winners. So winners are going to be winners regardless. It's about when things go wrong, you can't quit and give up and then decide you don't want to do it no more. And you can't skip over the foundation of the basics. The wax on, the wax off, the wax on, wax off. Those are the basic movements of karate. When Mr. Miyagi was teaching him, he was saying, do this. Wax on, wax off. Wax on, wax off. Daniel-san didn't want to do that. He wanted to get out there and start fighting before he even learned how to do this. When he said, scrub the floor, and he was scrubbing the floor and he was telling him, do this motion, do this. He didn't know that was his blocking. This is your blocking motion, but he don't know that because he's scrubbing, waxing the floor. So he don't know that he's scrubbing the floor in this motion. He's so tired, he don't know what to do. But this is the basic foundation of your blocking movements. So when he got in that fight, that's when he realized that when Mr. Miyagi showed him, do this, and he started throwing those punches at him, and he was using these and he was blocking it, that's how he realized, man, this stuff was really working. Some people don't even make it to that point. They quit before they even make it to find out that it was really working. The simple things is what works. Business ain't complex. It's so simple, but you got to go through. The simple things is what makes you build that muscle to make it to the harder things. The simple things is what works. I had websites, 5 and 10 pages, 50-page websites. I done had a page for every state, 50-page directories. I done had all those sites. And the ones that make the most money are the one-page sites. The simplest sites make the most money. All that extra stuff is not what makes the most money on the internet. It's the simple foundational things. And then as you grow it, you got your basics set up, then you can add on. But if a person don't never want to get the basics set up and learn how to make it with the basics, they'll never get to that point because they're going to quit before they see the results. So you have to prepare for that. In your mindset, the only way you prepare for your mindset to be renewed is reading books. These people right here, Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich. These people write these books for a reason. They done already experienced this type of stuff. They done already did this, been there, done that, and wrote a book about it. And that's why they have information that can help you, because you might not know somebody that can relate to what you're going through. So you read these books and it encourage you and keep you focused and help you get to the next level. Some tips and stuff. I done bought so many books on the internet, and then I read them and I get the tips, and then I apply them to my business, and it make your business grow a little bit more. And then it still ain't gonna grow overnight. It's still time you have to put in to get things to grow. But the people that quit in 3 months because they didn't make their $47 back in 3 months, so they quit. Think about this. If you on a job and you make $2,000 a month, so in 12 months you made $24,000. That's how it goes on the internet. That's how it goes. Let's just say you get paid hourly and whatever make $2,000 a month. But that's your every month, $2,000 every month. So for 12 months, that's $24,000. In business, this how it go. First month, 0. Second month, 0. Third month, 0. Fourth month, $100, maybe. Fifth month, you done figured that out, so you probably made $200. 6 months, 7 months, $500, $800, $1,000, $2,000, $5,000, $5,000, $8,000, $10,000, $10,000. Then all of a sudden, by the end of that year, you done started out with 0, 0, 0, 0, but by the end of the year, you still made 30 or 40,000 more than the $24,000 that somebody was making on the job when you in certain niches you are. So in business, you just have to be willing to tough it out. The zeros, the zeros, the zeros, the zeros, the zeros. Cause in the end, all of that, those zeros ain't gonna even, you're gonna be like, dang, if I wouldn't have stuck it out. It took me 6 months to make $100 with Google AdSense when everybody else quit because they didn't feel like it worked. You know it worked because too many people making money with Google AdSense, but they quit because it wasn't working for them. It's not that it wasn't working for you, it's that you didn't have enough traffic to make anything happen. But as you build up your traffic to your sites, then you start seeing those pieces of money, waking up with 34 cents in your account and 45 cents. Those add up because in the end, when you wake up with $500 in your account, all those cents that you made, it was worth it. All the millionaires talk about when they started, they felt like they was making like 30 cents an hour for a month. Then they said, then I moved up to like 45 cents an hour. I made like, what is that average about? Then they start saying, oh, was that about $2 an hour I was making? Now they making $1 million months, but they started out with $2 an hour, just rounding it off. On the internet, when you start out with business, it's not gonna happen overnight. You have to prepare your mind that it's not gonna happen overnight and stop letting people trick you and tell you that things is gonna happen overnight. You could pay $45 and you're gonna make $50,000 in a month. It's not gonna happen. Well, somebody sending me a message. It's not gonna happen overnight. So you have to prepare in your mind to tough it out. So when it do happen, you're gonna still be in position. That's all. Wax on and wax off until it happens. Then when you finally get in the game, you know your motions. When you finally learn steps, and when you finally learn things to do, you take those things and then you can apply it to this over here. Then you can apply, because it's the same formula. But you got to prepare for that opposition. The opposition is gonna come from, oh, he think he better than other people. He doing this and he think he's something. And those people that travel, they ain't gonna call you to travel with them. They ain't gonna, knowing you a travel agent, they ain't gonna call you. They gonna call a total stranger and let the stranger hook them up on travel. When they know you they friend and you do travel, they not gonna call you for travel. They gonna call a stranger for travel. They not gonna call you. So you got to prepare for this. You already got to know in your mind, these people are not gonna call me. So you got to reach the people that you know that looking for travel, so that when they need travel, then you in better position to sell them. Because the opposition gonna come from the closest people. The people that don't know you can't hurt you. They can't attack you. It have to come from people closest to you. Your closest friends is the only ones that can hurt you like that. So that's how the opposition is gonna come. That's why you got to prepare in your mind for these things so that you can keep moving when it happens. You won't fall all out and go through all this and all that. You preparing for it. So as you tell yourself, I am this and I am that and I am healthy and I am strong and I am this and I am, then all these attacks, they won't hurt as bad. You're gonna feel it, but it ain't gonna hurt as bad because you were preparing yourself and equipping yourself. When you tell yourself, I am consistent, and somebody else is saying, we don't have to do this every day. You do have to do something. You report to work every day. You have to do certain things every day. You got to be consistent in order to make anything happen. So when somebody's saying you don't have to do this every day, that's opposition, because that's going against what you know that is true. That you can't have a successful business and not be consistent. You can't. So when somebody say that, you got to already have in your mind that you know better. If some millionaire is coming down your timeline every 20 minutes posting, and he posting credit repair, and he posting real estate, and he posting courses for social media marketing, and he coming down your timeline and he makes 7-figure months, and then somebody over here that ain't making 0 months tell you that you're doing too much, who you gonna listen to? You gonna listen to the one that's proven to make the 7-figure months, or you gonna listen to the proven person with 0-figure months telling you that you're doing too much and all you doing is following him? See, you gotta understand, that's an attack. It's a sneaky, silent attack. Opposition comes from the people that get in your ear. It don't come from outsiders, because outsiders can't reach you. It only comes from the people who can get access to you. That's how the opposition comes. So when you prepare for the opposition, then you already know that ain't right, and I'm not finna listen to that. And then you can still listen to people, but you ain't gonna listen to that. So nobody says you don't listen to people, but you don't listen to foolishness. Prepared for the opposition. So when you read those books and you listening to motivational speaker, Eric Thomas, Les Brown, and Billy Alsbrooks, when you listening to those people, they prepare your mind to keep it pushing, because they're going to tell you things that they've experienced, and they're going to show you how they overcame their opposition. So you got to prepare and listen to these people every single day to keep you going every single day. Every day you got to listen to somebody that's motivational or positive, and you got to read something to put in your mind and fill your mind with positivity, because the minute you let that negativity slide in, it could take you off your course for real. So positivity, it speeds you up towards your goal, because it's an energy, and the positive energy, it speeds you up towards your goal. But negative energy, if you get into an argument with somebody or a debate with somebody and it's negative and all this negative energy, it's going to take you 2 or 3 days to even get over it. Then you got to tell everybody about it, tell everybody what happened, and go through and address it and go through this. And it's going to take you off your focus for 2 or 3 days because it's negative. When you could have had 2 or 3 days worth of production going into positive, but negativity just take you off your square. That's why you got to stay. Sometimes I just stay off the phones altogether. You know what I mean? Just stay off the phones and do my work. Stay grounded in this until I get where I'm supposed to go, because I can't handle all that foolishness. And then when it happened, then I got to go through this and go through that. He tell people off and do this. Ain't nobody got time for all that. I'm 45. I ain't got time for all that. So you got to stay in these books and stay on this internet researching and learning and listening to. I like to listen to Les Brown. I like to listen to not Les Brown. I like to listen. Well, I do like to listen to Les Brown, but the person I listen to the most is Eric Thomas, and I listen to Billy Alsbrooks. They are really good, and they off the chain with it, and they serious, and they keep me. Everybody got to find what works for them, and you might have a different one that you listen to. There's plenty of them out there, but these are the ones that I resonate with, and I listen to all the time. And then in our minds, we got to know that failure is a part of success. You're not going to just fail one time either. It's not going to just be one time. It's going to be failure, roadblock, hardships, pains, failure some more, and then you'll get a win. Then you got to keep on and keep on, and then after a while, it's going to be a little win, 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 win. Then it's gonna be a failure again. It's always gonna be in there, but now you got more wins than losses. When you first start out, you're gonna have more losses than wins. But when you end up, you're gonna have more wins than losses. And once you figure out what it is you're supposed to be doing, then you just start. When you figure out your ropes and how you need to set up your formula, your foundation, your basic steps, then once you figure that out, all you're doing by now is just dumping a dollar in, getting $2 back. You creating your own economy. You creating it because you done figured out the rope. You kept going through all those trials and error, and you done figured out, I could dump a dollar in and I can get $2 back. Once you figure that out, you done created yourself an ATM machine. Now you just got to get more dollars to dump in. After you done paid the bills and all that, you got to get more dollars to dump in so it can grow. But you got to get that foundation set. So that's basically what I wanted to talk about. This is a couple of ways to, like, affirmations I got, like, I am beautiful, I am handsome, I am consistent, I am creative, I am a millionaire, I am a six-figure earner, I have multiple streams of income, I am healthy, I am blessed, I am an inspiration to others, I teach others how to enhance their lifestyle. And you know what? You speaking these things over yourself, and then you start moving in this direction. That's just how it goes. You got to speak it, and then you start moving in this direction, and then you see the benefits and the fruits of your labor in the end. But it first starts with preparing yourself. You got to prepare for it because it's coming. And then sometimes when you get in that boxing match, boxers do the same thing. They prepare. They prepare for their opposition. They get in there. They got the trainer on the outside hollering and screaming, and well, the trainer in there with them, and then they got the coach on the outside hollering. Bob and weave or whatever they doing. I don't know what they doing. But anyway, you know, you preparing for it. You don't just jump in the ring and fight somebody else that's been training. You got to do your push-ups. You got to do your jump ropes, and you got to, for your stamina, you got to do all this type of stuff to prepare for that fight. In business, it's the same way. You preparing because you already know it's going to be a fight, because you're not going to just go to the next level easy. If it was that easy, everybody in the world would be rich. Don't nobody want to be poor. Don't nobody in the world want to be poor. So you have to understand that it's going to be hard. It's not going to be easy, but you got to prepare your mind to understand that it's not going to be easy. Then it'll be easier to get through it and to tough it out. If somebody's showing you, these people in the coach, they say the coach is the hardest on his best players. The coach is the hardest on the best players because he see the potential. And the players that's the best, they thinking the coach picking on them because he always hollering at them. No, I'm not hollering at you because you a loser. I'm hollering at you because I see the winner in you. I see that you are a winner. I see that you got too much of this for me to let you slack. You got too much going for yourself for me to let you just be mediocre. So I'm pushing you to the next level because I know that you're going to go to the next level. That's why the coaches is the hardest on the best players. I don't know about football and basketball and all that. I just know the fundamentals, you know what I mean? But I understand that they get in that, they prepare for the opposition. They don't just start playing the game. So we can't jump in business and just expect to just play the game and just win the game just as soon as you start. It don't happen like that. Everybody could, you know what, I would have been rich a long time ago if it was that easy. You think I wouldn't be an 8-figure earner? I'd be an 8-figure earner. If it was that easy, it's not. It's about the long term, and it's about staying put, and it goes generations in. You got to put your kids in something and teach them how to do something, how to think, and how to let them figure out what they want to be doing. It's some things it goes generations down. You know, so that's what yep, that's it. And so that's what I wanted to talk about. Now let me see what else. That's it. That's all I want to talk about. If you are in business or want to start a business or thinking about starting a business, don't know how to get started, or want to figure out how many different ways it is to make, it's so many different ways to make money. It ain't even, nobody can even discuss all the different ways because everybody ain't gonna do the same things. Some people play football, some people play basketball, some people play golf, some people play tennis. It's too many different things to do. So just like online, on business, it's too many people doing too many different things. You just got to figure out what area you want to be in so that you can start moving in that area. If you start trying to move in all the areas I'm in and you don't even resonate with these areas, you're just trying to pick up some crumbs, it's not going to work as good as if you was working in the lane that you're supposed to be in. See, some people are supposed to be in personal training and health and wellness because they love the gym. I don't love the gym like that. I just like to lose weight when I gain weight. That's it. I'm not a personal trainer and ain't never tried to be. But because I know that's not my lane, I'll motivate somebody when I'm on it, but when I'm not on it, I'm not worried about it. So that's not my lane. Now I have some videos out there because I'm already doing it and I might as well take a video, but that's not my lane. I know my lane. So I stay in my lane and I do what I'm supposed to do. That way I'm better at what I do. So these people, if you better at fitness and health and wellness, personal training, then you belong over here. If you better at credit repair and you know how to fix people credit, you know how to do this, then you better over here. You know what I mean? Like everybody fits in different categories. You got to find out you might be better at planning weddings. If you good at planning a wedding and you good at decorating and interior design and decorating and all of that, then you fit over here. So it's different ways, but you have to just sit down and write it down and figure out what it is that is your purpose in life, what it is that you are supposed to be doing, and then start rolling with that. And that is it, and that is all. Now, that's all I want to say for tonight. I hope you got value. I can't see the comments right now. I got some comments, but I can't really see all the comments. But thank you guys for tuning in and coming in. And I know some people gonna watch the replay. Some people click in and click off and then they come back and watch the replay when it's over. That's fine and dandy. I'm gonna post it in a minute and then y'all can just have at it. Send me an inbox message if you want to get started with something, or if you need help trying to figure out where you belong with your business. Let me know and we can work it. So have a great day, everybody. Bye-bye. Uh-oh.